What is going on, IF Warriors? This is your boy Edward V, and today we're going to talk about how to control your appetite when intermittent fasting. What is up, everybody? So in this video, we're going to go ahead and tackle controlling your appetite, something that is really difficult for a lot of people who start intermittent fasting in the beginning, and also for a lot of people who have been doing intermittent fasting. I've seen people who've done intermittent fasting and fall off of the rhythm of doing it correctly simply because they had an appetite to eat something. They went ahead and ate it, and they said, screw it, I'm gonna go ahead and eat right now because I got this appetite, this craving. I'm gonna eat this item and I'll be good tomorrow. But then they end up going into this downward spiral that happens every single time if you can't control your appetite. And the reason I call this appetite is because a lot of people want to mistake their appetite for food and their appetite for eating with hunger. It isn't hunger. You're not feeling hunger. What you're feeling is an appetite to actually eat food. And it's really important that you differentiate the two, because psychologically you will never be where you need to be if you're constantly thinking that your appetite is actually your hunger. Technically, you are not even feeling hunger until about maybe 48 to about 72 hours. And you are definitely not starving, the most overused word in fitness when it comes to not eating. I mean, gurus will tell you you're starving yourself if you're not eating for 8 hours. There are people that survive literally for weeks on end without eating, not because they don't want to, but that's just basically where they live and basically what they have to deal with. The poverty level that they have is so extreme that they live under these circumstances normally on an everyday, every week, every month basis. And we spit on the faces of people that go through that stuff by simply saying, oh my God, I'm starving. I haven't eaten for 6 hours. I'm starving. Do you understand how, on the bigger scheme of things, how disrespectful that is to people who are actually starving? Please stop overusing the word starving. You're not starving, buddy. You're not, period. So how do we control our appetite? There's a few simple things that you can do to control your appetite. One thing you can do is, as I mentioned in my previous video, eat the things that you love when you are breaking your fast. Try to make sure that it is within the calorie intake that you need for the day, be it a surplus, deficit, or a maintenance level. Just make sure that whatever your goals are, it is tailored to those goals based on the calories. But try to eat things that you love to eat. This way, you don't just forcefully break out of the fast mid-fast and eat something simply because you have this craving and this appetite. You understand that when you wait, there's a reward at the end of the tunnel. And once you get out, you'll be able to consume that reward, which is the foods that you like. Another way to go ahead and control your appetite is by using appetite suppressants, such as coffee. Apple cider vinegar is one of them. But my favorite appetite suppressant is water. If you're going to try to suppress your appetite, water can do the trick. See, the combination of the sensation that you feel for the taste of the food that you want to eat and your stomach not having food inside of it creates this 50-50 system where half of the sensation is coming because you're not full, and the other sensation is coming because you crave the taste of whatever item that you're thinking of. See, if you drink a big glass of water when you feel this way, what you end up doing is you end up cutting off that other 50%. That 50% where your stomach isn't full will now be filled, but with water instead. You can also do it with drinking coffee, as it can suppress your appetite as well. But I don't recommend coffee because coffee does have over 20 something bacteria that haven't even been identified in coffee. Plus, the caffeine itself is an addicting substance. So I do not recommend using coffee. I don't use coffee. I primarily use water. That is my favorite suppressant, and I recommend water being the one that you use as well. Another thing you can do is you can schedule your fast during the times when you're most occupied, when you're sleeping, when you're working, when you're working out, when you're helping friends, when you're planning to play video games, when you go on your computer, when you're watching your favorite shows. Try to do it during the times when your mind is being stimulated, and definitely don't schedule it during times when you don't do anything. Because if there's a big gap, if you're not doing anything and you're just sitting around, and it's hard for you to just go ahead and do intermittent fasting without any problems, you're gonna just start thinking about food and food and food and food because you got nothing else on your mind, and you're starting to feel cravings for food. It's just gonna start hitting you that you wanna go ahead and eat, and you might go ahead and break your fast prematurely. So preoccupy yourself. Do things. Find things to do. Play a sport. Go play basketball. I mean, if you know what you do and you know your patterns, connect everything together, link everything, and then by the time you know it, you can break your fast. Here's an example. You go to sleep at 11, whatever it is. You go for 8 hours, you wake up. First thing you do in the morning when you wake up, oh, you gotta go to work. You gotta go to work now. You just woke up, let's go to work. You work during your job, don't eat, and if you go on break, you just, take a water break or whatever. You get out of your job, and then what do you gotta do next? Now you gotta go to the gym because you set it up where after work, you go to the gym. So now you're at the gym. Now you're occupied at the gym. You finish the gym. Oh, now it's time to eat. Now let's say in a scenario you do all of that stuff, but you eat way after the gym. That gap of doing nothing is gonna eat you alive. That gap of not having something to do might bother you enough to make you break your fast. So set things up to preoccupy yourself. Another thing, stop thinking about food. One huge benefit to intermittent fasting is that you don't have to worry about food anymore. That you rarely have to worry about food because it's a small percentage of your life now. Yes, you eat large portions, but you only eat them in small windows. So you don't have to worry about what's for breakfast and what's for lunch and what's for dinner, and I need a snack. Where's this apple, and what am I gonna do over here? And if we're gonna go to this restaurant, what are we gonna do over there? You basically chop that up and make it a one time a day deal. You make it something so small that you rarely have to think about it. If you have the food prepared, if you're gonna cook the food, I mean, it's just so much different things that you have to think about. And when you do intermittent fasting, it's less that you have to think about. So don't torture yourself by freeing yourself from that space and then bringing yourself right back by having to think about food constantly because you're not eating food. Another thing you can do is be consistent. Fast every single day. I understand that there are a lot of people out there that strategically fast on Mondays and Tuesdays, but not Wednesdays, then Thursdays and Fridays, but not the weekends, or they only fast on Saturdays, or they're only fast on the weekends and not Monday through Friday. Listen to me, if you fast every single day, you never reset that link that your body says, he's always doing this every single day. So I'm being reminded and signaled that this is what he's doing on a daily basis. So let me adjust to this and let me make this lifestyle much easier. See, your body is very, very powerful. In the beginning, it wants to fight against the different situation that's coming at it. But after that, it understands that this is the new situations and it is adaptable. It can adapt. That is the reason why we exist, because we were able to adapt. Species are able to adapt to climate, to the weather, to everything. And so it does that even in a micro level, even in the fact that you just rarely eat and you eat once a day or you eat in a small time window. It will adapt. If you get to that adapting stage, you're much better off, and it's much easier for you to tackle all of these craving issues and appetite issues. So there you have it, guys. Use these tools to get over that hump, over that feeling of the appetite that you just feel that you cannot overcome. It is possible to overcome this, and it is something that once you do it, man, you are free and you have a beautiful and very powerful tool at your disposal. And that tool is intermittent fasting. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If you have any other questions to any other videos that I've had in the past, I will have one here, and I will also have my subscribe button down here. So please go ahead and hit each one of those once. Just hit that video, and then in that video I'll have a subscribe button. So in that video you press the subscribe button, and it's just perfect. You see, it's like Inception. Go into that video, come out of that video, and then there's a new video, and then you subscribe, and then you just continue binge watching all the videos. That's the perfect way to do this, guys. I feel like that's the perfect strategy. Oh, binge watch my videos. Then when you do that, you're preoccupying yourself, so you don't have to think about food. Just kidding, guys. Go ahead and use those tools that I told you about, and I will see you on Sunday. Have a good one. Peace.